Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Let's get right into the shuffling and see what today's cards have for us. I was contemplating whether or not to do this. We have the Page of Wands. It's been a little bit of an exhausting day for me, just energetically, start to finish. I think it's also because I haven't done the usual morning routine that I do, so I do feel a little bit ungrounded and like not. I can feel that something about today has been different from the way it normally is. And the one thing that's different about the way I approached this day was the fact that I did not do my morning rituals. So that's a lesson for me. And I guess that's a good place to start energetically. This is also, to me, and considering the spiritual significance of the Wands suit to me, this gives me almost like the way the Page of Cups shows up sometimes, where there's a lot of like energy. Okay, it gives me the energy of a beginner or amateur ritualist, someone who's just starting out at magic and getting to understand how much it works and how much it affects your life and how it can really change the energetic flow of your whole entire being. There's some things that are a lot more important than others in terms of upkeeping the spiritual. And I'm learning today that there's nothing more important than ritual and prayer. Starting the day off acknowledging the spirit. That's also a random suggestion that I feel that I'm remembering about now, where someone, when they wake up in the morning, they verbally command the purity of their energetic field. So they'll wake up and say with their mouth something along the lines of, I'm grateful for this new day with a spirit that is pure. Whatever. You know what I mean? Something like that. Might be helpful. All right, let me focus. Thank you. Perfect. Oh, lovely. So the Three of Pentacles fell out, and then it fell out perfectly on top of the Nine of Wands. So I picked that up as like a beautiful story. Together we have the Ten of Wands. All three of these cards together are giving me that someone's really tired of learning. They're tired of the spirit. Yes, the Seven of Pentacles beneath the deck, and then we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So okay, I'm getting the energy of somebody who is very energetically aroused, excited, charged, like they have a lot of ideas and things that they would like to do, but they are ignoring how tired they are potentially, and they are resisting these cards together. These cards together are giving the resistance of rest. Okay, someone is resisting the lesson of learning how important it is to rest, be still. Not every season is a season of movement. Some seasons will have their energetic balance to them, and yours is particularly balanced on purpose with internal fire, but a sense of exhaustion. This is giving a lot what I've been feeling that's very difficult to word, where while you feel you feel the sense of excitement and hope towards the future, you also feel really tired over the journey that has been so far. I'm also getting a sense of defensiveness. I'm also receiving a forceful stop, potentially. Not aggressively, because there's no major arcana cards, but something that comes possibly in the form of an illness, or like something that kind of forces you to rest, where you're forced into it. You're forced into a state of pause and slowing down and taking more in about what it is that you're feeling. It feels like a lot of us are underestimating the energetic importance of this time that we're in right now, of like building up to the big thing. I've said it often, and I know I'm very impatient with it myself. I get these huffs of frustration every now and then on a daily, which is why it's so important for me to keep up my ritual work, because I can feel the zzz of having these two energies together in my body, of like being very, very tired, but being very ready to do something. You know what I mean? I personally feel very over the lessons. Sorry. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Goodness, man. And every day is a kind of test. Every day. Every day is a test against this. Even in the littlest of ways. If you're a parent, then you know how these tests that the universe likes to sometimes send you come through your kids. And them knowing exactly how to push your buttons, you know? And they do it at the right time too. And every time it happens, it's like, okay. Okay. And that is it. That is it. That is actually really, I think that is what we need to learn. Remembering this was in reverse, that's what we need to be able to do, is to calm and almost still the mind without having to put yourself in a ritual space to do it. Like now. Right now. I love tapping into the stillness, you know, the moment of like peace and bliss. And I seem to only ever do it when I'm doing these lives. It's so crazy and special. Goodness. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, and then the 6 of Pentacles, and then the moon, the moon, the moon. Jeez, y'all. Let me just quickly find out when the next full moon is, because there's no way. There's no way. There's no way a card can show up so many times. Okay, so we have the full moon on the 2nd of Feb. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be happening in the sign of tropical Leo. And something cool that's been happening across Vedic / sidereal and tropical is that a lot of the major transits happen in the same sign. Like this last full moon that we had, or it was a new moon in tropical Capricorn. It was also Capricorn in sidereal, which I find super interesting. Yes, it is in Leo, tropical Leo. I will link a video where I get all of my information from, my astrology information. Pam Gregory, she is amazing. Shout out to her. Anyway, considering that is the case, and it's so close by, and obviously the girl she's so pressed. Like the moon is she's really in our faces. And I think she's particularly like in our faces through my readings, because I am an intensely emotional person. And I've been finding a lot that the moon phases that have been happening, especially as of late, from around winter 2025 onwards, the energetic potency of the transits, but the moon phases especially, have been very, very intense. I am always left like this, moody, frustrated, really, really tired, barely able to show up for the roles that I like play in my life. Just so that it's a personal poke at me and at you if you resonate. If you are an emotional person and maybe you haven't been keeping up with the moon phases, then you should. I think that there are a lot of gems that come from the experience of witnessing how you evolve and change and go in and out of your moods according to these transits. And the moon is the perfect she's right there, and she's come so often. Like, it's so easy to keep up with that. I don't understand as well. It just brings me back to that idea of like, why do people not believe in astrology? Why would people not believe that we are influenced by the planets, that we have a relationship with them? And then you have the Hanged Man and the Ace of Wands. I'm receiving the energy of the 10 of Wands again, of just like being so tired. And so, woo, like every day it's, oh, do I have to do this again? Does this have to happen again? Time to get this bread. Again. Deciding what to eat again. Doing washing again. I love the Six of Pentacles, the Six and the Seven of Pentacles appearing. As if to say that hard work will pay off. And again, as I mentioned when the Six of Pentacles last appeared, even if you don't see the long run or understand how it could come in, just trust that it will come in. Trust that it will come in. I think I'm going to leave it at that and then pull from the Intuitive Tarot, find some practical steps forward. And then, call it. It's been really exhausting. It's always exhausting. Leading up to a full moon. Wow. 10 of Wands. The persistent girly here again. All right, let's sit with the interpretation of that. That does not sound like a way forward to me, universe, cards, but we'll see what the interpretation of this has to say. Making mountains out of molehills. Paranoia. Seeing oppression where none exists. A sense of injustice, inferiority, or hardship. Burdens, possibly self-generated, unjust government. Hold on. I hate that first sentence. I hate it so much. Making mountains out of molehills, because that's also a messaging that I've been getting for me personally. So yeah, I wouldn't have thought to need to share it, but here it is. I'm currently processing being at peace. I'm like wearing it, and trying to really just be fine. Because these past few years, in terms of what I processed and what I felt I needed to get over quickly, because it also just didn't feel like there was any time. It just felt like so many things happening all at once. Like I had to come around to pushing myself, really, like forcing myself into that phase of maturing and becoming, where you have to accept that time and life moves on without you. And if you don't decide to walk alongside and join the journey, you're just going to sit there on the side, then you're just going to sit there on the side and decay, and no one's going to be able to pull you into the no one's going to be able to force you to participate. You have to participate, or you don't participate and you decay and you just wither away. And so anyway, the specific frequency, considering how quick and pushed together all these past few years have been in terms of like what it felt like it needed to teach me, what I felt it needed to teach me, what it clearly seemed like it was trying to teach me something. So with all of that, I've forgotten what I'm just going to say, but I'm going to find my way back. That created a cycle of kind of expecting something to happen all the time. And now I'm pretty much in this period of my life, which is even how I'm able to create and show up here on the internet in the way that I do. I really wouldn't be able to I would have never been able to think about doing this if I didn't do it from a regulated place of calm and sincerely asking myself, what would you like to do? What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy, and what is worth it to you? Because this will come of life. This is part of the story. It's part of the journey. So what is worth that in life for you? What are you willing to grow for? What are you willing to always be a student in, And that process, discovering that, is very simple. And I'm realizing now has been. So I hate hearing that sentence, because that's what I've been receiving a lot from the universe, is that life in general is so simple. And every time I hear it, even hearing me say it, I want to go, no, it's not, actually. But it is. It really is. And as I've mentioned before in previous readings, because our egos are so stubborn and tight, and because we are so resistant, sometimes the universe pushes us to these levels of this and of this upright, of kind of needing to persevere and endure so that you can get pushed to that limit and be freed. Be so pushed to your limit that you are freed to understand that it's all simple. It's all been so simple. Life is a very, very simple experience. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Especially when you are connected. I can't ignore how this person, so just the visual of it, they're in the middle of the desert. Just like the way the pages are, there's a whole expanse of possibility. And there's a very clear energy of just starting out. The vulnerability of that, the purity of that, the acceptance of how you don't know everything. You're not going to be good at everything. You'll probably suck sometimes, but you push through. You push through. Shit is going to happen, but you push through. Sometimes trouble gonna happen. That's just the way it be. That Jill Scott Blessed song. Oh, yes, that is the solve. Just listening to that song. That did not give a solution though. So I'm gonna pull for one more card and hopefully, thank you. That was so quick. Guys, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? All right. The solve is to rest. I will read the interpretation of that and then call it. Thank you. Confirmation. So we have conservation of strength to avoid your vital forces being depleted. Yes, that's why I wanted to read it, because that sentence, that's it. Exactly. A welcome refuge in the midst of strife, solitude and meditation. Transition period between phases of your life. Yes, which is true for the whole collective of us. Our lives are about to so change over the next few months anyway. May indicate a need to change the way you think, to see problems as opportunities instead of trials. Can you imagine that? We're being dragged for the way we think right now. It truly is This shouldn't make you feel like a victim. Yeah, this should make you feel proud of what you have done so far. Yes, you should feel very proud of what you've been able to heal through and process and understand about yourself and of others. You were patient, you were loving, you didn't allow any of the bullshit to change you. You still pursued your truth. And you should really honor yourself for that in this time as you get ready for what is next. As you get ready for what is next. You have the Two of Rods underneath the deck. I will close it. Thank you so much for watching. I send all of my love to you during this period. This feels like a very collective time, as I've read before. So we really are so together in this. And I hope that above all else you understand that. Please don't be defensive. Please don't think you are on this side of the fence on your own. Please be open to having faces, peeking through and be like, hey man, are you okay? Because there are people who want to do that. There are people who really do care about you, right? This is care and a giving. You just need to receive. Learn to receive. And watch out for the full moon. 2nd of Feb, the week of the 2nd of Feb. Cha! I'll see you in the next reading.